Okay, here we are jumping into another Kaldheim draft on Trevor-The-Timmy channel. Please, if you like what you see, give us a like, a subscribe, leave me a comment when there's inevitably the Timmy play and we make a punt. Any of those fun things. So I really like this so far. I don't think this is something we actually want to play. We constructed at some point it was something in our last draft. Maybe not the best thing ever. I don't think this is actually a very strong pack overall. On the top, commons, uncommons. So two routes I see, we can either go with the multicolored card, which probably doesn't end up in a lot of decks. We go with the land and maybe end up snow. So those are really the two choices we're looking at. I think the snow choice is probably just better at this point. So we'll go with that. Got some interesting ones. We can keep going down the snow path. Keep taking that and see if we can stay open. I have not been super impressed playing against that. This is a really strong red common. We're going to take the land and see where we can go. That was fun. Okay, get some cards. Let's stay on it. I think in theory, if we're going to be going snow, there's a good chance we end up in blue, so we could take that. This is probably just better, though. We can splash whatever we want. Any of these green cards coming back would be great. But we're going to stick on the lands path. Stay very open. Hopefully we'll get rewarded later with some bombs. If we taken the red card earlier, we'd definitely be taking this red Doom Blade, as I keep saying in this set. Just gets you in for free damage every time. Ensures your creature lives, and people just really can't play around it. If you're already ahead, they have to run in with the blocker they have. I have not been impressed with this. Anytime I've seen it, it's just not been good. Maybe somebody else is having better success. If you are, definitely let me know. Let's hopefully we'll take this. Maybe one of these green cards, either the worm or the fight card. White Sock 11. Holding the packs. So give me a comment what you think we should have done so far. If you disagree with the land path, hopefully we'll get nice and rewarded for it, but maybe we'll get super punished. What does everyone think about the draft format so far? Favorite? Ooh, this will be nice and pretty happy with that. So hopefully we can get this where it's we get 5 off. It's a 7 drop, so we're going to need a lot of snowlands, but I think we're going to give that a try. This is probably a good sign for blue that that's still here. We could be really greedy and hope that this comes back around. If there's no one else in snow, there's a chance of that. This is a 7 drop. We're going to take it and see. We're not going to be that greedy. So if we're snow, this is probably one of the better cards for it. And we'd like to have some of these as a catch-up. Just having a big body, getting some life when it comes in later. Reasonable removal spell, but white and snow have not gone together from my experience so far. The red land is probably fine. Vandal's fine as a 2-drop. I think we're going to take this. Just having the looting is great. We'll pick up a couple more snowlands ideally. Hopefully some of them are actually blue. This one could be anything, but it'd be nice to have some blue. Snowlands will be a pretty high pick with the Kraken. Especially any of the uncolored ones, outside of the top. Behold the Multiverse or something of that level. We're probably taking basics over these. So our options in the snow theme are either the untap or more looting. Since we already have a looting, I think we're going to go with the untapper most likely. The other cards we could play that as the slow 2-drop. Discard's fine. Fine 3-drop. If we were aggressive at all, maybe this. Otherwise, not a lot I'm seeing I love. So we'll take that. Get a little ramp. Hopefully this is actually good. We'll see. Making them not untap seems really, really solid. It's not an insane snowland, but I don't think anything in this pack is super great. It's probably fine. But we'll take it, even if it's just going to be more or less a tapped black land for us. Give it a try and see if we end up with some red bomb later. We already have 2 cards we can splash for then, which is very good. We'd probably play that. Probably play one of these if we have them, but the rest of these things we're not playing. We actually just need creatures in this deck. We don't need something that requires a creature to do anything. Yeah, this card I'm pretty sure is terrible. I have not actually played it yet, but generally you do not want to have a lot of vehicles and a lot of equipment. Having a bunch of those is a recipe for losing a lot of games. Nothing really for us here, so we're going to take the mountain. There's a chance to play some red cards. It could be just an off-colored snowland if we need it. Nothing is super great here for us. I feel like this was our first pack. It was, and it was not super impressive. For playing black, this is kind of a removal spell, so we can take it. This is better, I think, in an aggressive deck. We don't have enough creatures at this point for that to be too exciting, so we're going to go with that as a potential removal spell. This is somewhat of a snow payoff, so we'll take it. Take the plains. Again, there's a good chance we're not actually playing it, but we're not playing any of these. Somebody does not want to play red aggressive in this. That should not be going this late. I don't think any of these are good, but we're going to take the multicolored one. Yeah, a little bit higher upside. Most likely none of these. This is super filler 3, but we'll take it for now. Same, nothing great, just a filler 1-drop. There's really no chance we're playing that. Village Racer in the board. That'll be a nice card for us. If this wasn't here, we'd be taking the pack made for sure. It's one of the top 2 or 3 commons in the set. I'd love this to wheel. That's probably too aggressive. Realistically, if we get that back, that would be solid. I haven't gotten a full-on Giants deck yet. The time I had it a couple videos ago, it was fine, but we only had a couple Giants, so not a lot of payoff. Having both these in the same pack was probably nice for someone. I have loved this land in the aggressive decks, so I think somebody, if they're actually playing aggressive, should be in that. Realistically, though, we're probably wheeling one of these 2. That's probably our play. Maybe we would play Stroke in this deck. But this thing's basically been a bomb when I've played it. The other draft I had. Oh, somebody give us pack mate back. We want that. Okay. So we've got our rare. So it's some snow payoff. So potentially we could get up to 4 +1/+1 counters, and then draw a card for each creature with power 4 or greater. So probably drawing 1 or 2 after, depending on how our deck plays out. I think this is a solid snow payoff. Again, we'd love to have at least one of these, maybe 2. The island I would like to have, but we're not taking that over some of the other snow cards. So we're going to take this just to give it a try. Haven't really got to play it yet. Hopefully wheel one of these 3, the Frost Dog or the Worm or the Island. Hopefully this one will come back. We haven't gone, we're mostly Sultai here, so I think the Spirit is the pick. Just make sure we get another Snowland. We'd play Frostbite if it comes back. We do have a couple potentially red sources. I think this is just better to stick with our core colors, though. We'd also love to get this back. So, I mean, Binding also seems very strong. Binding might even just be better being in our colors, actually. Being in both colors, and you can just search for a forest, so it's not a basic forest. Yeah, we're gonna go that way. I'd love if this came back. I don't think it actually will, but we'll take binding. Okay, there are some cards for us here, so I don't think we actually want this with our colors. Behold is probably the best common, so there's a good chance we're going to take that. This guy's been really strong. You basically need to exile it when you're in a snow deck. Again, would love to get this on color. Hopefully we cut enough in the first pack to allow us to wheel this. Otherwise we would take this. So if any of these three come back, we're happy. We're going to take that for now. Okay. We could play this. I think we want to hold out for Snowlands, though. It does tap something down. I don't love it against the aggressive decks, though. It's just not exactly where I want to be. Probably just going to take the mountain for now and see. We're getting a little heavy on off-color Snowlands then. But if we get some red cards back, we can end up playing that. I guess Frostbite is probably where we should be here now with the red cards we have. Realistically, we just have a couple blue, so it might actually be some kind of Jund splashing blue. We don't really want to play that. This would be good as well. We take either of these coming back, really. Let's take the Frostbite, though. Hopefully help us against some aggressive decks. Well, this guy's the exact kind of payoff you want. Either of these would be fine. I don't know how many more of those we need. I think we prefer the other one, but this guy's right where you want to be for snow. It looks like we're getting rewarded for cutting it harder in the first pack. He's very hard to actually beat, just keeps coming back forever. So I think Priest is the removal spell. We don't have duplicates enough for this to actually search things out right now. Just slows down aggressive decks. It can actually kill something eventually, so we'll take it. Oh yeah, there's not a lot for us here. If we're going heavier red, we might play that as a 2-drop, so we'll take it. We will take the Frost Augur for sure. Coming back is solid. Looks like we're probably not getting any of the Snowlands. I don't think this is great, but we might just need the creature. The Troll will take. I don't think we're playing any of those. Probably not playing Broken Wings either, but it gives its potential removal spell. We don't really want to play that. We'll see. We could easily end up playing some of the red cards. Maybe we're not playing so many of them, though. We'll find out. We have 6 snow if we play that. Not having the blue or green snow can come back definitely hurts a little. Somebody might be moving in. Well, there's some good cards here. If you're red, the draft I had with this did not go well, but I think this is still a really good card. You're always trying gas. I think this is still pretty good. It did not play out so well when we had 2 of them, but trading creatures for any kind of bomb is very solid. This is a really good green card. And of course the Snowland. I really like the Snowland to come back, and I think that's where we're at right now. So for me, it's between these two. If we think we're going to be Sultai, we're probably taking the Trickster Gods Heist and hoping to do that. I do just love this card. Do we have any good? Oops, we need to actually pick something. Get a little too far there. We're just defaulting with the pack mate. Hard to actually go wrong with that. We will take another Frost Augur. Actually, the last one wheeled. We're going Replicating Ring. It's basically like a Snowland. It's not a Snowland for this, but for most of our things, it is a snow permanent, or snow mana, I should say, which goes a long way. So we do have some 3 power things that we can pump up. So I think that's pretty clearly the choice for us. I don't even know if we'll play one of these, so I don't know that we want that back. And this is really what we're hoping wheels. Again, we'd love to have the land, but this is just a reason to be in the deck, so let's take that. We're going to take the Snow Swamp. I mean, this is a reasonable card. These are all fine, but we need more snow lands, and it looks like we are going just full on Sultai at this point. We're likely cutting the red. Yeah, I mean, if we're in snow, we're taking that. We probably aren't playing the red as much. I mean, this is a really good card if you're in Giants. Snow is where we're at. Oh, jeez. I mean, we have to take this, but Bergstrider's good. We would have loved to have that. This is just so good, though, even if you get Scry 2 off it. Frostbite's fine. It's just clearly lore. So I don't think we're playing the Plains, most likely. So we got 7 right now. We're gonna have so many off-colored ones. It's gonna be some awkward mana. I don't think we're playing anything else here, though, so we're gonna take that. At least it's red. That's a blue one. I think we're taking the king again. Just having those come back forever seems solid. Give us a 1 wheeling snowland on color. Just one of them. I don't even know if we have any left we can get, but 1 would be outstanding. We probably do have enough sources. So 8 right now. It does not look like we're getting 1 back. I think the Recluse is just it. Can trade with enough things. What do we have for 2 mana plays here? We do have a few. I'm going to switch over to that and see. So we might have something we prefer to play on too. Take the Augur. Somebody's definitely cutting the Snowlands. That's big. That coming back is huge, even just as a tapped forest. I feel a lot better with that coming back. We'll take the Recruiter. Can bring something back. Frostbite. I mean, it might stay in because if we're just playing all these red sources anyway. Figuring out the right number of snowlands in this deck is going to be interesting. The Kraken's probably going to be overly ambitious. Jeez, no one respects this card. I should just be going mono red all the time. Take the raid. We're playing that. It's definitely an interesting one. I think somebody maybe jumped into snow late because some of the lands didn't come back around. I mean, this is fine later. Sure, we're at 41 cards, so that might just be the one obvious cut. This card's been very good for me. I would like 1 more troll. But we definitely have some power cards here. We do have some Forest Searcher, right? Okay. Yeah, a couple. We didn't get any of the blue ones. That one would have been nice to come back. So for this, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, potentially 5 sources. 6 sources even. That's not bad. I don't know if the 1 is worth even splashing for is the question. So I think we're going to cut this because we have nothing that needs that. So let's go here. Cut that out. We need to go up a forest. What does this look like? Oh, so it's actually mostly blue. Interesting. We have quite a bit of snow cards. We probably are a little light on actual removal. See if that comes back to punish us at all. We've got binding. This functions similar to removal. Priest can do some things, at least on small creatures. We're gonna turn some snow permanents. We can tap things down. Would have liked 1 or 2 actual black removal spells, but we should be solid in a late game, bringing these back forever. I'm not sure if this is even supposed to be in the deck, to be honest. But we didn't draft it to not play it, so we're going with that. 7, 8, 10, 13, 14, 18 lands. I think we want to cut down something. I don't know if going on 1 island. I guess a lot of these don't tap for that. So 6 of those sources. We've got 3, 4, 5 black sources. Got 8 snow lands in here right now, so living that dream is going to be tough. But even if it's 5 less, we'll take it as a giant 7 drop that taps their team down. So we need to cut 1 land. I think with some of the blue cards, we do want that early. So maybe it is just a forest. That's less good when you can't have it early, but the rest of these can play a little later. We'll go down a forest and give this a run. If anyone has strong thoughts on that final cut, let me know. There's probably something obvious I'm missing. The Yetis maybe not so great, but we could use a couple creatures, so let's give this a run. Yeah. Leave me a comment with your final cut there so I can see if it was just terribly wrong. What kind of Timmy mistake we made. Oh, we're so close to being ready. Wolfy Wolf. This is an awkward hand. I think we have to keep it, but pretty awkward, the fact that we can cast 1 spell. If we hit green, we're in a good spot. If we hit a couple lands, we're in a fine spot for that. So we're going to try it. The mana is definitely not perfect in this deck. Would have liked 1 or 2 more dual lands. Maybe we just have enough draw in here that we should be going down. That's very possible too. We'll see how this plays out. Okay, well, perfect. Never didn't have it. Right opponent, we just had this all the time. Only anyone watching knows. So I think we lead this next turn into this, hold that for removal. Oh, we get the snow mirror. They've got more snow though. Why are they so much better? Well, let's get in first because we're playing a 3 anyway. See if they want to trade. We get the tapper out now. I think that could end up working out for us. I think this ended up being a little grindy anyway, if it's a snow type of mirror. Should have at least a second snow in hand at some point, though. It's going eventually for this guy. We do have a couple big blue draw cards. Do make sure you tap your snow lands before you do this. I awkwardly did not do that earlier. Learned it the hard way. Apparently you can untap a land, which is already untapped. It's not something I tried to do before, so learn from me being a Timmy. It's a very good card. So we can play him out. I think that's what we're going to do. Just get him down. We can trade and hopefully convince them they want to trade. Otherwise, we're trading 4 damage for 3, which is fine too. And if he dies, unless they kill both, then we should draw a third snow land at some point. Just keeps coming back forever. They'd need some kind of exile effect, which we haven't seen black from them yet. They might just be Simic Snow, or they didn't hit black lands, but my concern would be the 4-drop common that exiles a creature. Thankfully, we have a second one. There it is. Right on time. Knew exactly what was coming. Now they need a second black to actually do that, so this is probably Behold. Either that or the counter spell. So you're thinking about leaving it back, in which case if they do, we just tap. Yeah, that makes sense. I think they're in a little bit of a rough spot. So we're playing the land. Question is, are we getting in for 6? And if so, are we tapping this? It's awkward that our black source is that. That would get us in for a lot of damage the next turn, though. I think we still want to hold here. We're going to go to combat and attack with everything. If they want to chump, we're okay with that. And put some serious pressure on them. Especially if this is a follow-up. If they've got a counter for it, so be it. We basically got to tap her the rest of the game. Okay, they've got a counter. Interesting. It's probably the right play on their part, because the menace on that is rough. Oh, they do have that. I've not been impressed with it so far, but it does things. They get a changeling, and then all their changelings get bigger. Hey, there's our snowland right on cue. So we can play this. Let's get the troll out and start holding down the fort. Let's get in there. Always untap the land. They don't sacrifice that. I mean, it does a similar things. They can chump forever, but we can also turn it into 2 damage if we want to. Interesting. They do want it there. We're probably just tapping that down one way. Ooh, that's a solid one. We can use any of our card draw here. Any of it would be welcome. Yeah, we'll let them attack. If they want to, we'll definitely trade. And this lets me leave this back on defense, too, which we'll take if they're going to take 1 forever. If they attack with either, we're blocking with the troll. Who's a good boy? Look at this, no pet over here, what's going on? You need that good boy when there's nothing else going on. Your opponent disconnected. They are deep in the tank otherwise. Yeah, as I was saying, this, I've not been super impressed with this. It worked out pretty well here, but they haven't disconnected. They're looking at things. I think we'd rather they block with that if they do, so let's tap that guy down. That's a good one. Don't think we can play that because it just results in everything doing damage to it, but that's okay. So we're gonna need to let them deal the damage to a permanent I control. Let's see if they sack that. Okay. Sure. Sure, you got my flyer. You did it. Look at that. They completely took care of him with only a couple cards and a whole bunch of mana. I mean, they did get a 4/4, so I have not get to play with this yet. I think you have a nasty shapeshifter deck. That's a good one. It's never going to hit us, but tap the wolf down. Well, that's disappointing. You didn't want any of those attacks. Yeah, I mean, this is going to be what we go with. We'll let that start to take over the battlefield. We could foretell this, but then we're leaving ourselves behind. We really want to keep that tap down. Being able to hold up the indestructible and the tap is pretty important. This guy has very much impressed me when we've played Snow. I know the last video didn't go especially well, but it's been very good. That's aggressive to do it before you go to combat. I don't think that was right, but I mean, attacking with anything that's going to die is not good when he's on the field. Let's untap Arsenal land just in response. While they do not have a lot of mana, just in case we need to make him indestructible. Well, they've got one too. I think ours is going to be better. Let's get this down. Let's draw that card. Get another guy in the battlefield. That's a little more awkward. Not being able to trade with the 4, so we could tap that down, but then we're taking damage in the air. If we tap here, swing, this can pump twice. They can tap this, oh no, sorry, this can pump once, they can tap this down. So we have a 3, which we don't really want to trade with that. I think we're going to keep holding steady for right now. I think we're favored in a lot of late games, having just some good card draw and or a good cracking guy to draw into. Like, that should just win us the game. So no reason to get overly aggressive here. They tap with the 4/4 will double block. Just killing a couple of their things is good. Just getting to exile a bunch of stuff. That's less good, though. I assume it's just killing this. Where's our binding? Where's my elephant? Any Simpsons fans out there? Comment for anyone who's got that. It'll make me really happy if somebody leaves me some Simpsons comments. I'm giving everything Death Touch is going to be rough. We're going to have to start getting more aggressive with this. We either need a way to kill it, which would be outstanding, or we need to get more aggressive. Even if we draw our binding to kill it, then in our next upkeep, this wipes away that. And that goes a long way. Opponent's deep in the tank again. Would have loved a couple more snow lands. We can just start swinging with this guy and forcing the issue too. I think we're willing to chump if we need to, but if he gets in, they either have to trade or they start taking reasonably big chunks. Nice thing, they're somewhat limited on snow mana too. So tapping it. I mean, rings does provide snow mana. So you can tap that and make it awkward, but we are changing course a little bit with them having the tapper, especially because eventually they're going to have everything have Death Touch, which will hurt. We're going to get in while the getting's good. Having this down would be nice, but we can make this either a 2-turn clock or they have to chump it, which is awkward for them, to say the least. Question is, what are we punished by? If we get in for 4, I think we're just going to get in for 4 and be able to leave up his ability. We don't really want him to die. We'll basically trade with anything they want to trade with. Oh, they can tap down a couple blockers, which is fine. You got it. Having the flyer here definitely hurts a little. I would have loved our binding. Starting to fill up their snow situation too. They're really not, I mean, I have nothing to punish them, but they're not learning their lesson of waiting. If I had some kind of flash thing, they could get pretty aggressive here. We'll see if they do. They could tap something down and they might be going for it next turn. I mean, at that point, they can have, ooh, something's been foretold. Ooh, we're building those counters up. That's probably the worst thing we could get. Let's see if they go for a tap when we go to combat. I think they have to tap this down. Either that or they're chumping this turn. Sure, we'll take it. Let's see what happens. take that. Make him bigger. Yeah, you got it. We're gonna hold on to the forest. At least make them think about things. Got what, 4 snow lands, so sure, you got it. Untap my snow land. It's been tapped. Yep, your things have death touch. Good, you pumped him up. You did it. I assume they've got lethal here. Otherwise, they've been playing this very strange. If they don't, though, I guess we do have to block that. That's unfortunate. So we get to eat it anyway. But if they don't just have lethal, they can pump this once. Not having one more snow land is awkward for them. Okay. If they're just doing that, it does not look like they have lethal. And then if they don't jam a creature, I think we're in a good spot. That's definitely jamming a creature, and it means we're not in a good spot. I think we are going to eat everything with 2 or less, though. Just get rid of those 2. Because it means we've got, what? We can at least have 1 more turn, unless they have another land. We force them to chump with a worm this turn, which is fine. Let's... Oh, we did that wrong. See if it'll let us respond. Nope. Does it matter when 2, 3, 4, 5? Of course it matters. So that's a mistake. We should have untapped before doing that, so we could have threatened more. That's a good one, though. Yeah. Yeah, we'll gladly play that. Yeah, thank you. I'd like your things not to untap. No reason to attack now. Well, at least that guy was pretty good. If we had 8 of these, it'd be even better. But having the biggest creature on the battlefield for now seems reasonable. You're going to attack into that? Because that's aggressive. Can we... Okay, that's pretty solid for them. We need to find a removal spell. I don't think we can just get in there. They've still got 2 blocks. It's getting more and more awkward. Okay, so we definitely need a removal spell. I don't think that's going to do it. For some reason, I just don't think so. Turning 2 snow permanents, I mean, that would be good. Yeah, I think we have to swing out, and we just lose, unfortunately. Them having the ability to pump this twice is rough. Let's see what they do. Can always hope for a mistake. It's probably chump. Trade. Interesting. Yeah, there you go, opponent. Okay, I don't think that's right, but I don't think this matters. I think the correct play is elf block here. One of the threes block this to force me to spend 2 mana, and then you eat the realm. That's my belief of what's the correct play. I mean, if I put 6 into this, it doesn't kill them, so we'll activate it just because he's a good troll. Who's a good troll? You're a good troll. Well, opponent's got us. We'll put this out there for the fun of it, and then we'll concede it up. It was a close game. I think we definitely had some outs to get there. If we had the ability to take that out earlier, we're in a lot better spot. But what can you do? Nice long first game. These snow videos go forever. Hopefully number 2 we can do a little better. Hitting either of our draw spells there would have been great. Could have used either of that, refuel. We were running on empty for a while. Interesting. I have no idea what's supposed to be written on this, but got that Ugin mirror. Classic. Can't play this. This one isn't so good, but we'll take it. Let's get this on 2. Probably just try to play that on 3. Oof. Drawing all the cards we can't cast. That's good. Oh, we could either just get run over, or we could actually hit some lands and do things. That's a little better. So I think we're playing him this turn. Let's get it out there. Start being aggressive. Maybe they've got a removal spell, maybe not. If not, we're probably just playing this next turn. Oh, they can make something bigger. So we can basically do that for 4. So 2/1. Yeah, that seems right. So let's go green, green, untap, green, green. Something like this. Alternatively, I think we want to draw 2, but alternatively we could pump this up to clear away their 2 drops. If they've got the spell that gives them +1/+1 counter, they can make a trade. I think that's enough of a reason not to attack, actually. So we play this next turn. We've got a tapper. We're not in a hurry. I think this deck is pretty solid in the late game. Probably playing both of our blue spells. No, we'd like to not remove our counter, thank you. Also solid. Oh, we can't play both our blue spells, I lied. The tapper's probably still the more important one, so we trade 2 for that. Yeah, that's That's reasonable. Tap that down. Yeah, put him at 12. That's solid. I think we're going to foretell and get him out. Start getting our value. Ooh. That's going to be 3 to me. It almost kill something. Just get in there for 1, huh? That seems strange. Decline. So play this. Foretell. Maybe double foretell. Stay back on defense a little. Foretell. Yeah, and then we can tap something down. Don't let them get in there. Start playing for the later game. Foretell that. Foretell that. We will not attack. Tap this guy down when they go to combat. And we can swing next turn if we want to. If they attack in, we'll go for a couple trades. A couple eats, I guess. We'll probably block here, block here, block here if they swing out. If they've got the +4/+4, they could eat one thing. Not the end of the world. Sure, you can't attack alone. You got it. Tap that guy down. It's just no land, so that'd be fun if we could get that value. Still no. Still no. So we could almost force some blocks, but I just don't think it's worth it. We don't really want to eat our little guys either, so this time we're probably holding up the blue. As much as it'd be nice to have another one of those. So play him. Just try not to get run over. Don't really want to play that. We can tap something down. So we go 2. Being light on blue here is a little rough. I think I'd prefer to be attacking generally than blocking because they can just have red Doomblade, but we'll tap down the 4/4. If they keep playing things before combat, we're okay with that. Oh, you've got Death Touch. I don't think that's ever mattered, particularly when attacking, so you can make something fight something. Well, let's see what you're targeting first. Sure, let's go for this draw and see what we've got. If we weren't drawing to, we could set up our scry there. We'll take just another creature, especially one that replaces itself. Sure, you've got it. Tap the 4/4 down. And we'll definitely trade if they go eat things. Let's activate it and see if we. Nope, it's not snow. It's a fine card though. So I think we're playing him out. They have the snow. Yeah, that's fine. Play him out. Just keep drawing cards, going a little bit deeper in the deck. play a snow land. We want to hold the 4/4 back, so play that out too. Keep tapping down the 4/4. That can make something else bigger. Sure, we're now tapping that down instead of the 4/4. Oof. That's rough. Oh, they get the red off that too. Brutal. That is just absolutely brutal. We need to start hitting some removal spells. I mean, it's gonna suck when they have the ability. Oh, that is a giant too, isn't it? Just rough everywhere. Oof, this turned out to be a nightmare. We really need to remove a spell for that. And we could throw 4 things in front of this, and then it does 4, so it'd kill 2 of them back. It's not great. We're gonna go for it though. We have blown out one way or another, most likely. Let's block it up. Yeah, I mean, we'll take that we drew a card. Isn't this giant? I feel like that should have killed more things. Okay. So we can keep tapping this down. I don't think they want to attack with that. Let's go 1, 2. Well, I guess if we're not casting this right now, holding the extra blue doesn't really matter. Get that down as a 3/3. Would like to hold up 1, at least to tap that down, so black, red, green, sure. Let's get him down and start getting bodies in the way. So we can keep this tapped down. I don't think they can attack with that. Eventually we'll get to the point we can cast this and hopefully take over. They've sure gained the life back though. Don't click through like I almost did. And this text will throw a bunch of things in front of it. Geez, these worms are just wrecking us for a couple games. Probably blue. We're gonna go blue with that. I mean, we could give this a menace. It does not seem worth it. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can cast that. Still have a couple open for these. This is gonna most likely what scry. If we use 2, we scry 2, draw 3. And we will double block this if we have to. We'll probably double block here though, tap that down. Ultimately not a huge. Is there any creatures we really want to get back? Will not attack. On turn, hopefully we're gonna draw a couple and let that put us far enough ahead. So this dealing double damage could be really obnoxious if they have the +3/+3 trample. Is my main concern because it's 18 by itself. Oh, they presumably have some kind of trick. We're probably taking 6 and just throwing everything in front of this. So this can do 6, so I can kill 2 things either way. Let's see what they've got. We really would like that dead though. two of them in theory. If they pump it, they can take out a whole bunch, but when we're casting this, we should get some things back. We can pump this up if we really needed to. We'll see how aggressive they are too. So let's save it. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. No. So even the +3/+3 here doesn't save it. It probably means that you're close to killing me, but we got 11. Sure. Good old 3 for 2. I think we still want to activate this after, so let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think that's going the way we want it to. Well, we want both of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we want both of those, awkwardly. We'd love if that's just a snow land. It's not. Their thing's not untapping is solid, though. Let's actually tap one down here. Tap that one down. Yeah, we'd love their things to not untap. Get in for 2. Do we want to try to draw a card? I think just getting us out's better. We'll start to kill things. And then we should just be able to start pulling ahead here. Oh, that's a good one. Let's kill the worm. Let's kill that one. Get in there for 8. Can we play this 3 and hold up enough? Yes, we can hold up enough snow to do both. Put it out there. Yeah, okay. So this guy's been pretty good so far. Jeez, the worms are real. Tip that one down. Let's see if we can hit some snow. Yeah, we'll take it. Well, I guess we're declining. Interesting, we haven't hit either of those guys yet either. Let's keep getting snowlands down. We can keep that tapped down forever. Let's activate this one time. Dealer one time. Activate it. We do want to start putting some damage on them, just in case. We've got 11 cards. Yeah, that's fine. We can hold up a couple. Snow still. So when we tap this down, there's a chance they could destroy that, but what can you do? So we're going to play this out too. So even if they somehow wrath the board, we'll take that we still have this against whatever they draw. I mean, we're also just returning this to our hand if they are going for a wrath, so got there. The snow games are definitely grindy. Don't let anyone tell you different. Somebody's got to tell me what these actually are. All I can see is feet. I don't think that's what it's actually supposed to be, but I'm pretty sure this is not a keep. Pretty sure our good old 12 drop. Oh, it's only 11. This is a little better. Awkwardly can't cast that, but this is what's going back. Binding at least can catch us up somewhat. Not any place till turn 4 is a little gross. Hopefully we are not just playing as mono red. Yeah, we'll take that as a black source. Got a couple snow lands. Like something to do on 2 or 3. Either or would be great. We'll keep playing tap lands. Look at that, just the perfect Jund mana base. If they tapped out for a 4-drop that we could kill on turn 4, we'd accept that. Good old 3-color. Oh, that's not good. Oh, let's keep going with this. Hopefully they don't want to exile it. I'm pretty sure they do. On a voyage. Hopefully they do not have a million ramp spells. I should stop hoping for things though, because they keep not happening. We're going to need to hit a card draw spell hitting 2 more lands. Not ideal. 3 lands even? 3 lands. Well, we have to kill that, sadly. I think we can do it in a different order now, at least. We might as well get our counter. Hopefully we'll wrath the next thing. If they've got a removal spell, I assume they're killing him. You can't leave the realm meter around. He will just run away with games. But if they do, we'll take it. Okay, searching for that removal spell. Assuming they don't kill him, we just kill this thing and get in there for 4. Oh, it's warrior. Is that an elf warrior too? That's cute. The funny thing is when this leaves, we'll get the pump too. I mean, I assume it will be dead by then, but no, we would not like to trade. Thank you for the offer. I'm definitely excited about that. Get that out of there. Get him for 4. Most likely we're just eating their stuff anyway, because we're going to get rid of the 2 tokens. So, unless he's dead, we'll take care of 2 things, and then we get the counter back anyway. Basically undoing that. Makes the third chapter not do anything. You're just really going to sit on that one, huh? I mean, we've got our draw 3 here too. Sure, you got me for 1. You have to play something, right? Yeah, let's take that action. Get rid of those. It's already coming to the battlefield tapped. We'll take that tapped land. This will be, yeah, that'll be for 4. We'll take that too. That'll go away. We'll take our counter though. I think they basically have to block. Are we fighting? Yeah, we're fighting. Maybe we're just putting 7 counters on that and hitting them. Or 7 counters, not 7 counters, sorry, making this a 7. Yeah, I think we're okay just continuing to keep this going. I can jump block if it needs to. The longer we stay in this game, we've got a bunch of card draw in hand. I think this auto tapper, I should have made this do it different though. It should be. Is it ready to come back? A good old draw 3. It's a big boy. Girl, my mistake. Big person, big god. Whatever it is very large. They've got a flyer. Do we have, we don't have 5 snow sources yet that we can make this into an 8 and hit. Oh, it's been foretold. Multiple foretellings. Well, that will kill that. Yeah, I think we're okay just using this as a draw. So make this bigger. Otherwise, we're end of turn. Casting that. That might be fine too. Get this out there to start removing things. Draw a bunch at the end of the turn. With them not doing a lot, I'm not feeling as good about this as I should. That's not the worst turn ever, though. So we got 4 snow lands right now, so this might just be killing a flyer. Even the most we're going to get up to is 5. So it is most likely killing a flyer. Let's just go for this now. No, it doesn't, because we're going to tap the red anyway. Well, give us something good. The tapper would go a long way. None of those are what we would consider good at this point. Well, give us something good. Okay. Well, that's a start. So what does this guy look like? That looks like it's tapping almost everything. Not exactly what we want. So I think we're going to distribute some counters here. Let's make this small. Doing it here is not do what we want it to. So I think we're fine with this as a draw 2. Question is, how well do we split the counters? Do we mostly put them on? Maybe we play this guy first, actually. We can hold back their flyer. Put 2 counters here, 1 counter here. Take a nice draw 3. We've got enough things that we're okay with this killing that. Especially because we get a snow permanent back. We just want to not die at this point. So we can return some good things. I mean, are we gonna spot of getting milled out? In theory, I guess we could. I assume they're gonna keep that around for a little bit. Yeah, it's just a 1/6. Hopefully, at some point, if they go for a big attack, we can just tap them and go to town that way. Okay, it's got reach and flying. Yeah, like double fight. So do we take the lore in that, or do we distribute the counters? It might just be the counters. Make this into a 9. They have the +2/+1, probably. So that's going to be a trade. If they have double of the +2/+1, then we're really dead. Like all kinds of dead. Do we hold this back? Because we play around 1. Let's do it this way. So I think we're going to go for this to tap everything down and try to kill them in 2 turns. If they have 2 of that, we probably just lose, but okay, we'll take what happened there. What are we at with this? It's still taking most of my mana to deal with. We get in for 7. We can have 2 on the way back. I think that's still worth it. Really wish we had 1 more land. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It costs 8. Gross. Well, let's go for it. Everything's tapped down. we're doing this before because I don't really want to swing out if they have something spicy. So I could have the 2-1 on defense. That means there would be some kind of a trade. We don't really want to loot. We've got enough, yeah. We're just going to get in there. Okay, you've got it. He did. So if they take the 1, the most we can pump this up by is 4, 5, if we bring that in. So that forces that sack next turn. Of course, we've played against that all our matches so far, and it's been very much a pain every single time. It's a reasonable 1. So I need to be worried about somewhat of the backswing. So I do want to get this out. I'd also like to start to get that back too. Let's get that out. Okay, well there's the snow permanence we want. So if we return this, it's 3. I think we want to hold him back still. We will go for a 1-turn shot. So that's 3 to return. Let's go black. Blue, blue, get him out. Get that out. That's going to be chump blocking. So ideally, we get a situation where we can get 2 of these in, pumped up, and swing. I don't even know if we want to. Okay, that's not the worst thing ever. Jeez. They're going ham with the Flyers. Well, let's get him back. The Betrayer King. Make all of our stuff a little bigger. So, pretty clearly this one. I think it's just also that. Let's get that out there. One of the better things, we can shuffle in some good cards into ours. Okay, so that needs to go out tapped. I still just don't think we're going to tap this down. We'll kill that eventually. Let's get the priest out there. I think we're just going to throw that out there too. maybe just getting the troll out's good enough right now. He would be better in the future, so we'll put him out. Get the troll out. Gotta pay the troll toll. Really like to start getting in with that, but just getting chumped by the 1/1s doesn't seem worth it. We'll take if they keep taking one from the Outrider. Eventually puts us in a position that we can just swim with unblockable. Let's not. So many snowlands do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only 5, not so good. So we have to keep that tapped down, but we can. Oh, there we go. 6 is pretty good. So let's give them not good things, ideally. I mean, that one's good enough. We don't really want that when that's going to be our theory win condition. I mean, that's fine at this point. So, I mean, that's clearly 1, right? What's our... That's 2. Actually, it might just be these, where we get the high priority cards. We're low enough that the drawing, I don't think matters. Let's put that down. This is 6, so this can kill that. Seems worth it. Could kill that and start to get aggressive, but let's get rid of that one. Don't give them ways to gain life. Activate this ability. Just get in there. Leave everything else back. So they can let us one more turn. It doesn't change the clock. Get it out as another chump blocker. You can draw snow things at the end of the turn. See, unless they think I have another burn spell, I think it's right to take 1 more off of that. That's a good play, opponent. Now, granted, if we just draw, pumping him, but then again, they're dead either way, so tap this down to not take unnecessary damage. Let them swing. If they swing out, probably chumping with him somewhere, eating things. While we're talking, make sure we tap down the flyer. Okay, not the desperation swing out. Oh, let's activate that. Should have some good snow cards. Not that one. That's not what we wanted. I don't even think we have a reason to play that. They've got the foretell thing, but we can't really play around it. They've got another Iron Verdict. So they could just die to that one. They probably won't. I think the opponent will choose to not make that play. Good play, opponent. Probably another worm, because that's the way this league's been going. Tap that down. I don't think they have super good effects unless there's an overrun. I don't remember. Got there. Yeah, there just was not attacks that they had that were going to get them out of that. Very slow, very grindy. Some fun games. If anyone's made it along this far, definitely give me a comment. We'll ask about what your favorite pizza topping is. Throw that down below. If it's a bacon, I'm all about the bacon. Somebody out there's got a very unique one, anchovies. I don't know what else there is. I'm sure there's something else very strange. It's probably good, just something I'm not used to. So we can play nothing with this hand. Well, that's not true. We can play this and then we start. Yeah, that's actually enough for me to keep this. That we can play this on turn 1 and then start doing things. Again, if it's like a mono red, we get run over. I think that's probably not mono red though. So that's interesting. I think we want to get the green down first, ramp into him sooner. I mean, always had the perfect mana, clearly. So they are another snow. We're just in all the snow mirrors tonight. That's a very strange one out of the snow deck. That's not what I would expect. Let's put the auger down. Yeah, just play the snowland. If they swing, we're probably just taking 4. We'll play this next turn and start trading and returning. I mean, in theory, we could have blocked here, but we'll wait at least a turn so we can get some value out of that. They're going super aggressive. Okay. That's interesting enough that we put 3 counters, so we go 2, 1, draw a card. That's enough for right now. This replaces itself. And we're racing 6 on 7, so it's not worth it. Already being down. If they attack, they can eat one of these things, but at least we can activate Frost Augur. Okay, well, they're going to get us with the Doomblade here, but if we don't block, then we just lose. Let's untap the red. Pass the damage. Okay, they were bluffing apparently. That's good for us. Or they have post-combat deal too. Oh, so not completely bluffing. We will take that though. That will take care of the bird. It is the word. So this Kraken is getting closer and closer to being playable. They have one of the deal 4s. They keep that alive. They sure have a removal spell for it at least. So let's play the Snowland. Let's get him out. I don't think we're in a great spot here. So I guess we can play that next turn. That might be enough to turn it. We're just going to kill that though, just to be safe. Get in there for 4. Maybe that's too conservative. Maybe it should just be this and then going for the win. Okay, well that's... let's play the bird out. It is the word. It will turn this land into something else. I can deal 2 damage to each creature. So they've got the removal spell. I mean, we're going to throw both in front of it because we can bring this back. I almost think we should be throwing everything in front of it. We're going to. We'd like to not die to strange combat tricks. You can eat a couple of things, that's fine. This will come back. Oh, I guess we could have returned those. That's probably just a mistake. Oof. We're getting ultimately punished here. Just losing punished, wow. That's painful. That was definitely a misplay. Yeah, I think we were playing around Doomblade, which probably isn't right in that situation, but by Doomblade, the +3/+3 trample, trying to play around that, just making sure we killed it. But I think them having 2 of them there, we just have to live with. Granted, I don't know how many of those decks can play 2 of the 7s. That's definitely not a normal deck building that I would play. 2 of the 7-drop common. Sometimes they do just have it. I don't think it was a great play overall on my part, but so we do have a couple plays assuming we hit a land. It's awkward. We have a lot of things we can't cast, but trying a second copy of him is really not good. So next 2 cards, one of them needs to be a land. Feel a lot better if it was this one. I mean, that gives us a play. We'll take it. Okay. That's fine. Ooh, if they can activate this, that's spicy. Well, as much as we'd like to, I think this is just better late game. It forces them to have a removal spell here. Question is, do we activate this and hope for a land, or do we just keep playing creatures out? We're just going to keep playing creatures out. Eventually we should start to hit lands, and as long when we hit one, we go in binding. So, well, now we're doing it right now. That's not a good one, if anyone was wondering. I mean, we'll suspend it so we can at least keep going. Opponent's not being too aggressive. They might get this off this game, though. Okay. That's something. We're probably just holding this up now, realistically. So if they want to attack with a 4/4, we'll trade with Indestructible, or won't trade, bounce Indestructible. Otherwise, we'll keep digging. We really need that land, though. jeez. Let's see if we can we're not in a good spot overall here. Look at that. We can return one of those. That's cute. I think if we hit one more land over the last couple turns, we were in a pretty good spot. Right now, we're in a pretty dead spot. We're going to try to stay alive. Sure. 16 cards in to fit 3 lands. And we're binding for killing this bad boy. Definitely not attacking. Discarding the other one. We can at least bring them back somewhat cheaper in theory. I still assume we're pretty dead. We definitely would have made that trade had they gone for it there. You gotta get rid of the ring, right? Okay. I mean, we'll take when we get a forest, but what are they getting back? Nothing, just making it a... No. Let's get that snowland. So we're going to need to deal with the flyer sooner rather than later. But getting a 3/3 down, that hopefully will draw us into another land. That's something. I'm glad we at least drew it this turn instead of then. Yeah, I mean, we'll trade. We'll take the 4. I think this is actually a spot where they should swing out. They got there. So we have to block this, and it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this, we might as well eat that. If we block here, it's 8, right? So trades for 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I mean, then they only need to get in 1. I don't think we have a way to deal with that many. This will shut that down. Not hitting any other lands, definitely. Not ideal. Well, we did not get there. That's a rough way to go down. 5 lands through half of our deck, and we had to search up one of them. Not what I'd love to see. I think this is a sweet deck, but sometimes you just get run over. Not a lot you can do about it. Definitely, this is not the deck I would be drafting, but if anyone made it through this almost 2 hours, 1:45 in, thank you for sticking through it. Hopefully you had some fun. Got to see at least a couple misplays, so keep living up to that Timmy name. Again, go ahead and give me a like, a follow if you enjoyed it all. Give me a thumbs down if you don't. Thanks again, everyone.